Well, a 4-year-old Gilbert boy has a rare form of cancer, and today his friends and neighbors came out to help his family pay for his treatment. Today, Wil Schommer got to just hang out with the other kids. That's him with shaved head, mugging for the camera at the Gilbert pool.
Wil Schommer is 4.5 years old. Watching him this afternoon, the bald head is the only giveaway that things aren't right.
Through it all, he still was a really normal kid.
Most kids get sick, they get down during chemo. As soon as Wil would have chemo, and when he had it before, not when he was in the hospital having it, but the other chemo outside of the hospital, routine was you go to Taco Bell afterwards. Now most children get sick. Wil instead would go to Taco Bell.
So I wanted him to just do like normal kid stuff. And so like a lot of families, when their kids are going through it, are super protective. You know, their kids wear masks when they're in the mall or when they go to the park or whatever. And I'm like, there's nothing normal about being a kid riding his bike with a mask on, you know? So I just kind of let him go. You know, I really wanted him to get out there. Like I took him to school as much as he could still go to school, and he still swam, and he, you know, played at the park and had friends over.
And I'm sure there were people who said, you guys are nuts. Why are you allowing him to do these things? But then as far as being an advocate's concerned, once he finished all of his treatments, which when you're getting chemo, and especially the high doses that he got, you are putting chemicals in your body that are meant to kill everything in your body. So afterwards, we did things like lymphatic massages, that we would take him every week, and we would have, and this is something that, you know, Paul and I did research on, but he would get massages to get everything out of his lymph nodes. And we probably did that for 6 months to a year. We found oxygen chamber. We got him into an oxygen chamber just to get everything cleaned out, because we said, okay, now we've done traditional medicine. Now it's time to look at some things that are non-traditional to get his body healthy again. How can we get the vitamins into him and build up that immune system that we unfortunately had to kill in order to get him healthy?
Me and my parents were always saying that I'm going to survive, I'm going to beat it. That was our whole game plan for the whole cancer process I went through. And yeah, I didn't really think about what was going to happen in the future. I was just thinking day by day, let's beat cancer every day.
Make-A-Wish is for children with terminal illness, and because of his situation in stage 4 and his statistics, he fell into that category.
It was a wonderful thing. Just the fact of everything that the Make-A-Wish folks did to take care of us, to take care of Wil.
He really was into Star Wars and circus and Barney. I mean, he had a lot of interest.
And they asked us like what I wanted to do for my Make-A-Wish trip or whatever. And my first request was I wanted to be on Barney. And they shut me down because Barney wasn't real. So then I wanted to be in the circus. And so they sent us to Florida to Club Med.
When we got to the Club Med, the person at Club Med who was assigned to Wil, his own brother had a Make-A-Wish trip and had since passed away. So this young man named Dylan, that was our lead Club Med guy that was responsible for seeing to it that our family had a really terrific time, his heart and soul was really into it because his family had been the recipient of Make-A-Wish.
And we were there for a week, and we got to do all the activities there, be in the circus, like be in the show, go to kids' activities, water skiing, golfing, all that fun stuff.
Just having a great time, getting to be a kid after all of the things that he went through. And from that standpoint, I just can't thank Make-A-Wish enough for what they did for him and what they did for our family at that very critical time, because we didn't know what the future was going to hold for us. They made a difference in our lives.
Ready for your song.
Songs of Love is an organization that writes a personal song, a personalized song for children with terminal illness. And a friend of ours had heard about it, and she got the questionnaire and she filled it out. We didn't know anything about it. It was really great. It was so great. She filled out all the personal information about our family and about Wil and what his interests are. And so you fill out this questionnaire, send it in, and then they have volunteer musicians in New York, or, you know, all around the country, but they're, like I said, they're based in New York. Volunteer musicians, singer-songwriters who write them. They take this information and they write an original song for the kid.
All your usual Wil stuff with your pal Muffy. Ruff, ruff. Wil, we will, we will.
Wil, we will.
Always love you, Wil.
Talk about uplifting your spirits. I mean, you're just like, oh my gosh, you know, and his song is so incredible because what we were most amazed about is that it was like, how did someone do this? That it sounds like they knew our family. You know, it's like, you know, it felt like they had spent a week in our house, you know, being around the kids and around us.
Will, you will, you will.
Wil,
Always be our Wil.
always be our
Raising
Wil.
around
Through this whole thing, Paul and I never faltered with the fact that we're going to save this child. That was always our mantra, and Wil, I know, felt the same thing, that he's not going to die. We really didn't even address that fact. It probably in dark moments we each individually thought it, but we wouldn't talk about it. We're going to save him, and we're going to figure out how to save him.
You know, to live life to the fullest, you know, to live every day, to have fun, to, you know, to try not to dwell in the negative, as negative as it is. You know, look for the good things that you can get out of each day with it, but you know, probably staying positive and hopeful, and, you know, really just thinking that you can beat it, and that's the, you know, the best advice we can give to anybody.
I know there's research with cancer patients that talk about people remaining positive, having faith. I mean, there was huge prayer communities all over the world praying for Wil. All of those things made a difference. And I think that if you can't be positive throughout something like that, because if we would have been negative, we would have been worried, we would have been fawning over Wil saying, you know, oh, this poor little kid. He would have felt all that. We never allowed him to feel that. In Wil's mind, okay, I've got to go through this, and we'll go through it, and I'll be better.
I remember punching my stomach and saying, "Get out of my stomach," and I'm gonna beat it and stuff. And I never crossed my mind I was gonna die.
I can only imagine